What's up, y'all? It is your girl, DJ Ashley Ross, and I'm so excited to bring you the Week 9 edition of Ashley's Hot Takes. As you can see, the big hair has made a return. Thank you for all of those that were concerned, but big hair, big dreams. We're going to get right into some football. The Jets, for me this year, they've been one of my surprise teams. I expected them to be 0-9, like the 49ers, but they, I don't see them winning a division, but I don't think they will be a last place team now. The Bills, I just don't think the Bills are not prime time ready to compete with the Patriots, and that's really what it comes down to when you're competing in the AFC East. Can you dethrone the Patriots? The Bills, they just are not there yet. Maybe in a couple years as Tom Brady gets older, but right now, nobody's dethroning the Patriots. Let's go Cardinals 49ers now. The big news of the week, Jimmy Garoppolo, former New England Patriot, gets traded to the 49ers. He wasn't going to play this week. The 49er fans, y'all crack me up because 1 week, CJ Beathard, he's the next great hope. Then they're like, no, he's not our guy. Now it's like Jimmy G, he's the new next best hope for the 49ers, but these are desperate times for 49er land, so I hope that Jimmy G works out for y'all. I think he will be good in the future, but this year, it's over. Now, to the team they played on Sunday, the Cardinals, I'm really shocked that the Cardinals are really hanging around because I thought it was a wrap when Palmer went down, but Adrian Peterson, he's been the difference, and I really think that time in New Orleans, not getting touches, has really revitalized him. And the Cardinals, I'm not sold on their defense. I don't think this is the same Arizona defense of a few years ago. They've lost some key pieces that I just don't think they're going to be able to overcome. But hey, if Adrian Peterson keeps running like this, Let's go Panthers-Falcons. The Panthers, I don't think that they're thriving right now, but I don't think they're sinking. They're kind of just getting through week by week, and the biggest question mark for me with the Panthers going forward is Cam Newton and how he is going to feel and respond. How Cam responds and feels week to week is going to determine how they are going to move forward as a team, because that team goes as Cam goes. Now, to the Falcons, yes, it's a Super Bowl hangover, but at a certain point, I think you have to really look at Kyle Shanahan not being. The thing that often gets overlooked when analyzing football is you can't just take the same talent and throw in a new coordinator and expect the system to run the same. There is a reason why these coordinators build a rapport with these guys and figure out how to use their ability. Also, I think that Atlanta is suffering from what Seattle suffered from when they lost their Super Bowl. Sometimes it's not so much losing a game, but it's how you lose. They lost when they had a huge lead and they pretty much blew it. So I think that they have to have a mental. Really sad news out of Houston this week. Deshaun Watson out for the year, torn ACL, non-contact injury. When I heard the news, I was like, no, not Deshaun. He's coming off the best game of his young career, and you hate to. I'm not just a fan of his playing, but really just who he comes across as a person. And, I'm really rooting for him. I think he's going to be a really good young face for the NFL, which they need right now. So I'm hoping Deshaun comes back stronger than ever. Now to the Colts, they won their game on Sunday, but, Andrew Luck is out for the season. Jacoby Brissett, he's doing as best as he can, but he's not the answer. The Colts, this is just kind of a throwaway year, go through the motions, but it's kind of a wrap for the Colts. Let's move to the WWE, the Jaguars-Bengals game. If you have not seen SportsCenter or just don't live on the internet, Jalen Ramsey and AJ Green, they kind of got into it on Sunday. I don't know why. I love a good scuffle. By far, the best meme to come out of the fight was after playing all these years with Andy Dalton, AJ Green finally snapped, and that was kind of true and evident. The Bengals, they're a dysfunctional organization, and AJ, he just snapped on Jalen. Back to the game analysis, though. I think it was a really good quality win for the Jaguars. I think they're really rolling. I know the Titans are out there, but I think that their defense is just too elite. The Jaguars are going to come out of this division. Sticking with viral moments from Sunday, we've all seen Jameis Winston. He is good for a good pregame speech. So, he was trying to get his guys hyped up, and he was like, we're going to get this win. To know Jameis is to love Jameis. He is just a country. Fortunately for Jameis, his was for nothing. They didn't come out of the win, but maybe next time. I'm sure he's going to think of something else creative in his pregame. But, to give a little shine to the Saints are marching home, and they are marching to an AFC South title. And I'm going to go on record. I think that they really can make a playoff push now. Do I think that they're going to go to the Super Bowl? No, but I think that they can make a real playoff push this year, especially with the NFC being a little weaker this year. So this hurts my Seahawk heart to have to admit this, but I think that the Rams, they're the real deal. You know, Sean McVay, he has been the answer. Jared Goff, he is emerging in year 2, and the Rams, they have a very strong hold on the NFC West. You know, Seattle, I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but they have a really good shot of coming out of the West. I'm just being honest, realistic. I have to call it like it is. Now, the Giants, they have absolutely no shot. The Giants' playoff hopes are done. They're long gone. But what bothers me is, as an athlete, we've all been a part of situations where you know things aren't going well, or you know that this team is not going to go anywhere, but you suck it up and you play, especially as a professional. A team who looks like they have all the hope in the world, the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm still not sold on this Eagles team, because when I look at who they've played so far, there is nobody they've played that just jumps out to me as like, that was a staple quality win. Broncos, however, they just look in disarray. You know, that defense, the no-fly zone, they've been letting people fly 50 burgers, 40 burgers, 30 burgers. They've been letting everybody fly on them. You know, it's like, what is this, JFK? So that was kind of close. Yes, we know defense wins championships, but you got to have somebody under center. And that is the problem with the Broncos. And I blame John Elway. And to be honest, I just feel like you could be a great quarterback, but that doesn't mean you can pick a great quarterback. Another defense who keeps breaking my fantasy heart every week, the Ravens. You know, I'm waiting for them to be consistent. That's what they're missing. They don't have consistency. One game they look really good, one game they don't. I need them to be consistent. Titans, they're not really making a splash. They're just going about their business, hanging around the AFC South. I don't think they're really going to make a push this year, but they're hanging around. Now, the game that broke my heart yesterday, Washington taking on Seattle. As a Seattle fan, I have become accustomed to see Russell looking like he is under duress. But I mean, every single play yesterday, he was under duress. We have no resemblance of a running game. Our defense, they were okay, but we can't put it all on them. We need a line. Seattle, they need to stop playing around. We spend so much money on defense. We get all these moves in the offseason. We need to make moves towards building that line. We need to take a play out of Dallas's playbook and just year by year draft a line. Seattle, I got a lineman for you right now in this upcoming draft. Alex Kappa out of Humboldt State. Shout out to Kappa. He will be drafted to the NFL, so just putting everybody on notice. But let's go to Washington for a second. They're okay. Kirk Cousins, you know what you're going to get from him. But Kirk Cousins is not a guy that's going to take you to a Super Bowl. He's probably going to get you a playoff appearance or two, but that's about it, you know. But the fact of the NFL, there's not that many great quarterbacks to go around, and he probably will be a $100 million guy. So good for Kirk. All right, let's move Chiefs Cowboys. Now, the Chiefs, they started off so strong. Everybody was thinking that this was Alex Smith's breakout year. You know, they look good. Maybe this was a Super Bowl run. But they have really cooled off for me. And I am questioning whether or not they're even going to win the AFC West. Now, to Dallas, you know, they had a very slow start, and week to week, we don't know if Zeke is going to play, but the good thing is about Dallas, Zeke is like running for his life because he doesn't know when he's not going to be. You can see it in his style of play. It's a different type of intensity that he is giving every week. Now, to round up Sunday Night Football, we had the Raiders taking on the Dolphins at home. Big changes coming with the Dolphins. Jay Ajayi, they shipped him off to the Eagles, and Dolphins are undergoing a complete culture change within that organization. And even though they did not win on Sunday night, you could see it in just the intensity, other than Jay Cutler, but you could see it in the guys, the way that they were playing. So I think the Dolphins, they might not win it all this year, but they're getting on the right track. Now let's go to the Raiders. I think that the Raiders, I'm not really sure if they're 100% back on the right track, but they are moving in a forward direction. I will say that. The biggest difference in this game yesterday for the Raiders was beast mode. Now, yes, people will look at the production and say, well, maybe he didn't have statistically his best game, but there is an energy that he brings that when he's not there, the Raiders just don't have. Without question, Derek Carr is the leader of the Raiders, but beast mode is that pulse, that heartbeat. And I think that if the Raiders can just get some confidence, rattle off a few more wins, they'll be okay. Rounding out hot takes, we have Detroit taking on Green Bay. Now, I've been on record. Green Bay, as much as they want to say their season isn't over, you can't replace Aaron Rodgers. I know that they have this new young kid in, but he's not Aaron. Detroit, I feel like I can't trust them. I cannot trust the Lions because every time I think that, okay, they're coming along, this is their time to rise up and claim the division, they just find a way to mess it up. Now, I know they won tonight, but I'm not sold. That is it for this week's edition of Ashley's Hot Takes. Now, since we're kind of at the halfway point of the season, I'm going to put a little poll down below. Do you want to see my mid-season analysis breaking down AFC, NFC, and all the division standings? So let me know below. Thank you so much for watching. Please go vote in the poll. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who watches on my Instagram story, on my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so much. This would not be possible without you. Comment, message me. I appreciate them all. DJ Ashley Ross.